Before we get into it, AKAPADers, full confession. We haven't done this before. We're jumping into cinemas because we love Christmas that much. I'm also indisposed. I'm traveling. I'm all over the world. We're doing these things. We're having a lot of fun. I want to bring you with me. Can't do it. But what I can do is this. And we can start celebrating Christmas now. But we don't have our cinemas intros or outros. The episodes are not designed, nor do we have thumbnails to support. And this is something we've never done on this podcast. We've only rolled out our annual events when we had everything ready to go. We can't do it this year. We can't even do an intro episode before this episode drops. My apologies. But, well, it's Cinemas, guys. 2025. We love Christmas. We love Christmas movies. And we love what we're bringing you here. So let's go.
Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production. Take one.
Action!
AKAPADers. Christmas is right around the corner. And we're wrapping up the trilogy of our holiday movie events. Beginning in October, Halloween, the 31 Days of Dread, one horror movie a day for the entire month of October, where we fell a little bit short of that because I had to go to Buffalo. Coming out of that, Thanksflicking, aka Thanksgiving. The films I'm thankful for. And now we're moving into cinemas. Everything Christmas movies, action, horror, and in today's instance, animation, cartoons. Because, well, it's the weekend. It's Sunday. Get yourself some of that nice cereal, brightly colored, sugar-colored cereal. Nice big bowl of milk. Just pour it in there and get those goofballs going. That's what I want you guys to do. And that's what we do here on the weekends. 1966. Ted Geisel, a.k.a. Dr. Seuss, and Chuck Jones, the greatest animator of all time. I mean, I gotta say it. I think before I said Don Bluth. You know what? Don Bluth is still... Don Bluth, number one. Number two, this guy, Chuck Jones. Chuck Jones, what he did in 1966... I mean, it was decades ahead of the taste of the world, the vernacular of the culture, and Hollywood. What exactly am I talking about? Well, he's the one that visualized the pages of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. In the year 2000, Ron Howard, Brian Glazer, Imagine Entertainment with Jim Carrey, one of the hardest shoots of any individual of all time. We all heard the stories of Jim Carrey in that Grinch suit. They make that movie. It takes maybe another 20 years for that flick to resonate. But their template for that was this animated feature. And everything is sourced to this animated feature. This sucker, 23 minutes. It has inspired billions of dollars. We have The Grinch, the animated CGI update. That's fantastic. And now we're breaching into this other realm of the Grinch. The Grinch now is used in this giant Walmart promotion. For the last couple of years, the Grinch has been all over my TikTok. There's individuals that have sticks and bits, and they do talk shows, and they kind of do the in real life live streaming bits, all dressed as the Grinch. There's no downtown district, London, where you see people in costume. You see people in, well, maybe I'll be proven wrong. Times Square to Las Vegas. Let's just take out London real quick. The Grinch is there. Someone is dressed as the Grinch in the Christmas suit. The Grinch now has penetrated the culture. The wild thing is, they can do a continuation. They can do a Grinch series now. A Grinch live action, a Grinch animated. They can do whatever they want. And it doesn't have to be How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The Grinch as a character has finally ascended. And that's the real important takeaway. When we go to this, I mean, with the music, with some of the design of Chuck Jones, we see the Tom and Jerry, we see the Looney Tunes in this. We see the collaboration of him and Dr. Seuss, where we need the music, we need the lesson, we need to bring people together, we need bright colors, we need the Dr. Seuss shapes. All of it it's still highly contested when it's adapted. How much of the Dr. Seuss style do you lean into? No one can quite figure it out, and no one quite gets it, which makes it fascinating. If you need to know what I'm talking about, just Google images of Dr. Seuss. Go to your local bookstore. Here in Philly, there's one bookstore that has a regular supply of Dr. Seuss children's books. They're really tough to get used, but I find them used every now and again. I got, I think, 5 of the 6 banned ones used, AKAPADers. Here's the amazing thing. Growing up, it was always Cat in the Hat, right? And then this movie comes out and it resonates. And following that movie was supposed to have been the bigger movie, Michael Myers as the Cat in the Hat. That was the one that was supposed to. I mean, that's got Alec Baldwin. It's got that girl, Dakota Fanning, I think her name is. The hottest, littlest girl in Hollywood at the time. That was a movie of movies. That never resonated. It never. I think they're both hilarious. The Cat in the Hat always was supposed to have been the Dr. Seuss property. Jim Carrey in that performance did something to the culture. People quote it now, people meme it, people clip it, people add it underneath threads all the time. The Cat in the Hat never quite survived. The crazy thing is, in 1966, though, you would want more Cat in the Hat. Thing 1 and Thing 2. The Cat in the Hat, way more neurons firing, way more dopamine, way more imagination. But the Grinch has survived. And there's a lot to say about this. We can call it. It's a short feature. So outside the character design, the colors, the shapes, the music at one time was what resonated more than the Grinch itself. What was higher than this, and this is what's forgotten now, I love it how things get flipped. You would have to know at one point, if you were anything to do with movies, anything to do with rental, working at a video store, talking about movies, if you were an early cinephile before cinephile was even a thing, you would have to know that Boris Karloff was the narrator. Frankenstein himself. We talked about him a lot this year for 31 Days of Dread. You would have to know that. You would have to know Dr. Seuss, Boris Karloff, Chuck Jones. These are the names that are wrapped around this feature. 23 minutes. And it set such a high bar, such a high standard. I feel like Tim Burton, when we get into Vincent, when we get into Frankenweenie, Tim Burton was inspired by this. He saw the horror roots and how the roots of horror can intersect with like a celebration type of property, or horror itself is a celebration, the talent around it. It's such an interesting overlap. But AKAPADers, this is available on Peacock right now, and please forgive me, AKAPADers. We got no intro. We really don't have a lot of graphics for this because we're pushing these out. We will update the graphics, and now we'll add what I can around this episode as much as I can before we release.
Roll sound.
Rolling.
Sound production,
Let
take
me
2.
cut in. Sorry, AKAPADers. I know it's such a hot, passionate episode, but I'm breaking the flow real quick just to remind you guys. If you want to support me, one of the best, easiest, and free ways to do it, leave a comment. Give me a like. I know there's someone out there that you know that loves film as much as I do, that love the film industry as much as I. Show this to them. Comments, likes, and reviews, positive or negative, it doesn't matter. We need to increase our reach, and to do that requires you. Your involvement in everything that I do. We're linked. We're forever bound. You're the membrane. I'm the muscle. So guys, let's just do it. One review. Do you have it in you? Okay, back to the show.
Roll sound.
Rolling.
Sound production, take 2.
Let's take this time real quick, aka padders, my fellow film buffers, and let's just go over the schedule. This is years in the making. This type of rollout I've been planning for years, but we're finally here. So here we go. Early in the morning, that's the new stuff. 8 a.m. Now 8 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. These are movies maybe of something coming out, like if there's a Marvel movie coming out and we want to do a retrospective on that particular franchise, or if Sylvester Stallone comes back and gives us Rocky Part 18, we might want to use the later time slots for a week or two to go over all of the Rocky movies. Now, we have a lot of different threads on this podcast that's explored 8 p.m. So 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. This is our creator spotlight. We could do an episode on Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, some of the new guys, Spike Lee, even composers, guys like John Williams. This brings us into the weekend. Saturday, Sunday morning. Again, we're back at that 8 a.m. drop. We do cartoons because I want to emulate the times where you would wake up with a bowl of cereal and watch cartoons all day Saturday and all day Sunday, and then eventually you would get to touch grass because you would have one of your friends knocking on your door to play in a touch football game or even some baseball, basketball. The weekend nights, let's get into education. 8 p.m. Again, all of our drops are either 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. But the weekend nights, documentaries, and I focus on creative documentaries because I feel like a part of this film buff movement that we're all bathing in, that I'm super grateful for, is education. And some of where we're finding our facts, some of the general enjoyment, because I love documentaries, all of this is explored at 8 o'clock p.m. And trust me, there's a lot there. There's a lot out there that I didn't even know existed. And we're going to go beyond that too. We're going to get into some of the graphic art, some of the special effects, some of the makeup documentaries. There's a lot to learn, and I'm so happy to bring you the 9 p.m. because you guys know I'm an autodidact. I am self-educated. Sure, I have some certifications. Sure, I spent time at the Art Institute of Philadelphia for animation. But in large, I'm a self-educated, self-made person that's connected to the weekend 8 p.m. drops. My AKAPADers, my film buffers, I hope to see you there for all of it. I love you guys, and rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap. Okay, that's a wrap.